Hi guys, I'm Ember. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. So today we're looking at urgent messages meant to find you. We have 3 piles. This is pile 1, Archangel Uriel, Divine Wisdom. This is pile 2, Archangel Zadkiel, Compassion and Forgiveness. And this is pile 3, Archangel Metatron, Empowered Self-Embodiment. So take your time, go to whatever one you feel intuitively called to. The links for the piles will be in my description box. I will give you guys a few seconds and then I'll see you on the other side. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. So today we're looking at a message that's meant to find you, or an urgent message that's meant to find you, or messages. We have Archangel Uriel, Divine Wisdom, Archangel Elamaya, Inward Spiritual Journey. We have Orange, 16, Nurture Yourself. Tangerine, Be Spontaneous and Have Fun, 17. We have Silver, Be Persistent, 27. Rainbow, Connect to Spirit and Nature, number 1. We have 3, New Dawn, 2, Self-Care, 9, Broken Heart, 36, Second Chakra, Archangel Ariel. Fertility, 27. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. We have 43, Transition. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Okay. So first we have 2 27s. We have 1, 2, 3. Just looking what else we have. Almost like there's a progression happening here in the numbers. There's 16 and 17, and then there's 2 27s, and then we have like a 1, 2, 3. And and then we have 43 over here. I think it's just really interesting that I feel like right now for you guys, you're on a natural progression. You're in a process, on a journey, and I think the process has to do with healing a broken heart that you've had either from childhood or from a relationship of the past. And I think that it's been really daunting to look at this broken heart. I think it's been really daunting to look at the healing of it. I think that you may have an inner child that's really afraid to look at this or feel this, or I think whatever happened in this relationship that you were in was extremely overwhelming and extremely painful for you. This could also be an inner child wound from a parent, or both. I feel like a lot of you are in the process of healing this broken heart, wherever it is, wherever it fits for you. And I feel like you've been looking at healing it and been trying to slowly progress into healing it by taking it one step at a time. And we have so much orange, right? And we also, I was like thinking, okay, so there's so much orange. I was like, there's totally upgrade happening in their sacral chakra. And then of course we have second chakra, which is your, sacral chakra. And there is because you're looking at this healing of your broken heart, there's a new energy and there's this new feeling of being able to stand in your power and in your truth, and also stand in your creativity. There's a lot of passion. You have a lot of passion. I feel like you've been stopping that passion from coming out of you for some reason. I feel like it's almost like I feel so much passion and then I feel like a block or something. And I think the block has to do with healing your broken heart. Once you heal this broken heart, once you work and look at this and face the feelings and face whatever it is you need to face with this orange is what's coming in for you. This orange is exploding out, and it's gonna allow you to have your passion and whatever you need, like your love and your passion and your excitement and aliveness for life, be able to expand and come out of this block. Because I see like there's so much passion right here, right? And then I see like a block right here, and then the orange is like your passion, right? And it's going to like break through this blockage, which is this broken heart, and then come out into the rainbow, right? It's like the rainbow is everything you want that you're not giving yourself. The rainbow is a new day, a new dawn, rainbows after the rain, right? It's like you're coming into a space of like moving through the pain to get to this rainbow. And it's like we have this silver card, be persistent. And this is about continually working hard at taking one step at a time to heal this wound and to heal the blockage that is keeping you from expressing yourself. It's like there's so much inside of you and you're having a hard time expressing it. And it's because of this blockage of your broken heart. And I think that you've been looking at this just recently a lot and realizing that there's something deeply wounded here. And I hear like, I need to work on this. I know that this is something I'm dealing with. 7, 8, 9. Sorry, I was just saying 36 and it's 9. There's a lot of copacetic numbering here and colors. And also, I think it's interesting too because we have blue, we have a little bit of blue and we have a lot of orange. And I think the blue is you being able to express yourself with your words and with your throat chakra. And I also feel like your throat chakra is going through something too. I think your throat chakra is having a hard time because I think that you've been holding yourself together so hard and not expressing yourself. It could be in a business, it could be in a relationship, it could be in some kind of work situation. I don't know. It's different for all of you, and I think that's why. But there is wisdom that's being gained from looking at your pain, and I think that it's been really hard for you to look at this, and I think that it's taking you a lot of time to get here. But I think you're finally realizing, like, this is what I need to do to be happy in my life. This is what I need to heal to grow. This is what I need to heal to have access to the parts of me that I want to lead with. Like almost like I keep saying Knight of Wands, and it's like Knight of Wands is really fast paced, goes after what he wants, and is very passionate about it, and like takes no prisoners almost. Like, I want what I want. And I feel like you want to get into the space of moving after what you want without having anything hold you back. And you're looking at what's holding you back. And I think the urgent message is that you're looking in the right place. Keep going, keep taking it step by step. Take your time, but be persistent. And also do the best you can to nurture yourself, because one of the things to tend a broken heart is nurturing yourself and finding the compassion for the fact that you went through that, trying to take the shame and the judgment and the anger and help them feel seen, but also heal. When you heal the broken heart, it's going to help you with the anger and the shame and the judgment. And it's like really needing to take care of yourself right now. Anything you need to do to make sure that you're okay, I feel like you should be doing. Nurture yourself, we have here. Then we have self-care. And there's this fertility card here, and we have a transition. But I feel like with the fertility card, you're growing something that you have not grown before. You're trying to build something, and it's born out of creation and expression. You're trying to build something. It could be a relationship again. It could be a business. It could be in work. It could be a passion project. It could be friendships. You're trying to step into your power to be able to take all this passion and love that you have inside of you, be able to express it and to build something out of it. That's what I'm seeing. And the urgent message that is needing to find you is that keep looking at this and keep nurturing the parts of you that don't feel safe, and also nurturing the parts of you that are angry, and figure out better ways to be able to express that anger and express, and the judgment and the shame that happens for whatever this is born out of a place of trying to keep you safe. It's like recognizing that, having compassion for that, talking to those parts of you that are angry or judgmental or whatever, and being like, thank you for keeping me safe. I hear what you're saying. What can I do to make you feel more safe so that you're not so loud? And then doing what it asks you. But it's about having an inner dialogue and a teamwork mindset when it comes to dealing with yourself, because we are so complex, you guys. We are extremely complex human beings, and we have so many different parts of ourselves. And it's like when you get really still and can connect with those parts of yourselves and bring it in and integrate it and become a team, that's when you're going to find your healing. I also feel like I don't know if some of you know what EMDR is. It's a therapy. It's really helpful for healing trauma and grief. Not grief exactly, but the negative beliefs that are attached to the grief. It's not about healing the grief. It's about feeling the grief and healing the negative beliefs that are attached to it, right? So it's like that could be helpful for some of you. Therapists, there's therapists that do it. Look up EMDR and if you are interested. But that's something that's really helped me move through my own traumas and healing my own broken heart when it has to do with certain things. And I'm still in the process of doing it, you know? There's a new dawn coming when you are able to remove this blockage. Focus on the grief, feeling the grief of the broken heart, giving yourself permission to feel the grief of the broken heart, finding the compassion for yourself if you were younger or didn't know as much. I think a lot of you are really hard on yourselves, and I think that being hard on yourself is keeping you from healing this. And I think the more that you create compassion and the more that you can find ways of looking at it in a different perspective, the better, the more able you will be to heal this. I think that your judgment is really loud, and maybe anger at yourself. And it's like looking at talking to anger and talking to judgment and being like, I appreciate you for keeping me safe, but like, what is going on? Why are you so loud? Why are you keeping me from expressing myself? What happened when I expressed myself in the past, and how did I get hurt from that? And then you move into the root cause of where this actually is coming from, because it's not about the situation you're in now. It's presenting like it is. And it's because you're meant to heal this, right? But it's not about what's happening now. It's about why those processes are in place to keep you safe, and how can you move and talk to them so you figure out the root cause of it. And then when you figure out the root cause of it, you create safety for those parts, and then also do therapy or spiritual healing or whatever type of healing to actually target the negative beliefs that are associated with it. And then when you clear that, that's when you can move forward. It's like the urgent message is like, don't be so hard on yourself. Look at the root cause of this broken heart. Move into creating safety and compassion for the parts of you that are really loud, and having grace and compassion and time, like taking your time with this, but also not just like shoving it down or moving forward without looking at it, right? It's like being persistent in taking one step at a time to healing. And it's like, do it at a pace so you don't get overwhelmed. I feel like a lot of you are overwhelmed, or there's this feeling of being overwhelmed, and it's like having compassion for the fact that this is really triggering whatever this is that has brought this broken heart up in you, and that in and of itself is triggering, and then having compassion for the fact that it's connected to serious, deep wounds, and being able to care for yourself in a way that you haven't been before. It's like, if you're really compassionate with other people, use that compassion that you have for others and turn it on yourself. If you're very intelligent and know how to solve problems, figure out how to solve this problem by using that intelligence that you have as a gift and turning it back onto yourself. I hate that these cards are annoying me. Sorry. I'm like, this is annoying me. You guys are going through a lot. There's a new dawn coming. You're going to be able to express yourself. There's just deeper healing that needs to happen here. And I think that in and of itself, that sentence is probably really triggering for you, because I think a lot of you have spent your whole life not looking at some things, and that's what we're taught as children. So like, obviously no judgment. Don't be hard on yourself. It's like, but this does need to be healed. And the longer you go without looking at this, the louder it will be. And I feel like it's really loud right now. And it's really loud because spirit and or the universe or whatever you believe in is really wanting you to look at this and go, okay, what do I need to do next? How do I need to heal this? And actually having the courage to face this, because I know you guys do. And it's just believing that you have the ability to look at this, because you do. You know, like believing that you do, and believing that you can and will heal this, believing that you will remove this blockage, because you can. It's like part of the problem, I think, a little bit is not having the hope that this is going to be healed, or just feeling like you're going to always be like this. And that's not true. You have the ability and hopefully the resources. And if you don't have the resources, please find the resources. There's a ton of resources out there. Find what you need to continue down this journey, because this really feels very urgent, as in like this thing that needs to be healed is keeping you from living your life. And since that's the case, the only way to move through this is to look at this, to feel this, to to think about this, to reflect about this, and to try to figure out what's going on with your amazing self-awareness, because I feel like this pile is extremely self-aware. I think you know what's going on. I think you've been thinking about this a lot lately. And I think that having the compassion for the fact that this is really hard, continuing to be persistent, continuing to nurture yourself while this is happening, find the ability to have fun if you can and be spontaneous. Understand that this is an extremely spiritual thing that's happening or a lesson that's happening, and that you're going to gain so much wisdom from this when you heal this. And understand that the rainbow is coming, right? It's like the rainbow is coming. It's trusting that you can heal this so that the rainbow can come. It's trusting that you can heal this so that you can finally express yourself in the way that you want, and then get what you want out of the situation, and not letting your fears get involved. It's like there's so much fear here involved in whatever this is. And I think that it's having compassion so that the fear is not so loud, and not beating yourself up so that you can get out of the stuck energy. Because part of the reason why it's so hard for us sometimes to get out of a feeling is because we're beating ourselves up for having the feeling in the first place. If you can remove the beating yourself up for having these feelings or these fears or these whatever it is, if you can remove the beating yourself up from it, that's going to clear you enough to be able to move through this and to heal this and to look at this and to, it's almost like I feel like you guys are in you're like held together with a cage that you've put around yourself. And I think that letting the beating yourself up part will just open it a little bit so that maybe some of it can like escape, right? Maybe some of the overwhelming feelings and the fear and stuff and the ability to not be able to move forward can lessen. And then when you heal this, you'll totally break free from that. I think you're realizing that you've caged yourself, and now because out of safety, right? It's out of safety. But now you can't move forward and do what you want to do and express yourself in the way that you want to express yourself, because you have this cage around yourself that you've built to protect yourself. And it's like, how can we heal this at a pace that's comfortable for you, but not like stop looking at it, right? It's like whatever pace you need to go to do this, that's what you should be doing. And it is about being persistent, but doing it at a slow pace. I feel like you guys are just, it's a lot. This is a lot. It's definitely a deep wound from your childhood. And then maybe I think that some of you had a relationship that reiterated some of the beliefs and the fears that happened with this. And it's like double fold painful, and then maybe triple fold painful because of a situation that you may be going through in your present tense. It's actually bringing up this wound that was so deep that got hurt again, and then like over your life many times. And so like just having compassion for the fact that that's happening, and that it wouldn't be here to heal if you were not meant to heal it. And you can. It's just believing in yourself, having the hope, and seeing things from a higher perspective, and using your gifts to help you move through this, and understanding that the rainbow's coming because you are going to move through this. Man, you guys, you're going through a lot. Okay, Spirit, can I get some tarot on... Okay, so we got the Empress. So, nurturing yourself. The Empress is all about nurturing yourself. It's almost about mothering yourself. This could be a mother wound for some of you. It doesn't have to be a mother wound. It could be a father wound. But it's somehow attached to abandonment. It's somehow attached to being hard on yourself, or a parent was really hard on yourself, or an ex was really hard on yourself, or friends have been really hard on yourself. There's some type of like controlling and angry energy that's coming at you that may be self-induced, but that's because it was taught to you when you were a child. And it's like getting really connected to what a mother actually is, and how a mother should actually be, or how a father should actually be, and the support that they can give you, and creating those in your head, like creating a mother that actually is nurturing, that actually shows up for you, that actually doesn't abandon you, that actually is engaged, or a father, creating that kind of avatar. It could be anyone. It could be an actor. It could be a spirit guide. It could be a random person. And creating that image of that person inside you, and then going into meditation and getting a child part of you that, and getting, and realizing that this father or mother figure is going to be totally attuned to this child part of you, and that will know exactly what to do when they're talking to the child part of you. Like I did this with a father figure, and my inner child was like 2, and then I had him come in, and he didn't even look at her. He just sat down next to her and started playing by himself, and she was like over here, like, and she was like looking over, like all like, you know, like, who are you, you know? And he took so much time to help her trust him because of how much pain I've been through, that she doesn't trust anyone, right? And so it's like that, once you build the relationship and create trust between you and this figure, mother or father figure, it's then creating the nurturing that after there's trust built, that you can now nurture this inner child that never got the nurturing that you got. And so that can create a safety and an experience, because our subconscious and our mind, when we're in our imagination, doesn't know the difference between what's reality and what's fake. And it's like giving yourself that nurturing figure that you never got if you didn't get one when you were a child can create so much safety and so much love, and can create this ability to heal this broken heart in a totally new way. And I hope that helps, because it's helped me so much. And it's like over time, you will build more trust and more nurturing, and then you won't have to rely on anyone else to validate you or to be there for you to be okay. And I think that's what the part of this is about. So it's really getting connected to that nurturing energy somehow in some way. The Hanged Man, letting go. Yeah, this is about letting go of control. This is about letting go. These are 2 major arcana, which I think is really interesting. But so that's what I'm saying. There's major things happening. There's major lessons being learned. Understand that part, right? Compassion for that part, because you have a lot of shit going on, a lot of lessons you're learning, and a lot of transitions and a lot of stuff. So it's like letting go of control. I think letting go of the fear. And this is a process, right? It's like you can't, it's hard because it's like the fear sometimes you can't just let go of, right? Because it's meant to keep you safe, and it might have been there for a very long time. But letting go in whatever ways you can let go, to not be so tight and so controlled and so caged. I really feel that strongly, guys. And it's like letting go in just small ways. You don't have to let go completely. It's just letting go like a degree, right? Like only let go a degree, but anywhere that you can let go just a little bit, it's going to free up your ability to move. Because I just really feel like you guys are just tightly stuck and wound. And if this doesn't resonate, go to a different pile. I'm just letting you know. The Hermit, yeah. You guys are really in deep reflection. I felt that in the beginning, but yeah. I'm just seeing, I'm like, I don't know if this is partly a shadow. I think that you guys have isolated in the past a lot, and just being aware of the fact that the Hermit, which is someone who's very alone, doesn't need anyone kind of energy, doesn't turn into isolation. And I think it's just, I think you've already mastered this. So just getting clear on the shadow side of being alone, right? Making sure that doesn't become in any way unhealthy. And then also getting really connected to the deep reflective part of you, because the more deep reflection you do on this, the more healing will happen. And I feel like you guys are doing that already. So amazing. King of Cups. Yeah, this is your want to be emotionally healthy, emotionally fulfilled, emotionally independent. A lot of you are seeking emotional independence. And I think the way you're going to find emotional independence and emotional fulfillment and being able to regulate your emotions is through healing this broken heart. You know what I mean? And then we've got the Queen of Cups. It just came out like on my lap. That's so interesting. This is what I was feeling. I feel like some of you are having a relationship, want to have a relationship that's emotionally fulfilling. And this broken heart is keeping you back from being able to step into this role, either one you are. You could be the king or the queen, it doesn't really matter. Stepping into whatever one, this is keeping you from stepping. And we've got 2 hearts. See how these hearts are being worn right here? And then there's a broken heart. This broken heart is keeping you from stepping into your heart space and to expressing from your heart space. And this fear that you've had or the beliefs that you have are keeping you from having a relationship that you want to have. It could be friendship, it could be work relationships, it could be a relationship. But it's from having an emotionally fulfilling relationship. This broken heart is keeping you from having an emotionally fulfilling relationship. And I think that that's causing a lot of pain. And so it's like having compassion for the fact that you don't feel like you can step into this because of this broken heart, but also doing the work to really heal this so that eventually you can step into it, and realizing that you can do this. You can do this, you guys. I'm telling you, you have the ability to do it. It's just taking one step at a time, consistently and intentionally being persistent about moving into this broken heart and moving into the grief and moving into whatever you need to feel to be able to release this and then move into this beautiful relationship, or a relationship with yourself. This could also be your relationship with yourself. This being emotionally fulfilling, having the father figure that is emotionally stable, that is loyal, that is going to show up for you, that is not going to abandon you, that's going to be engaged, it's going to be attuned. And then same with a mother figure, nurturing, kind, loyal, not going to abandon you. I feel like a lot of you have been abandoned and or like you've been with someone that's narcissistic or somehow abusive. And so it's like that is not okay, what happened to you, and really getting clearer on and trying to shift your perspective on not every relationship is going to be like that. Not every relationship is going to bring in that type of pain. Not every relationship is going to abuse you. And that belief is stemming from something that's so deep and so wounded. And that's why it's been so hard for you to move into this. And it's okay. It's like, it's okay. All of it's okay. It's all okay. It's just about, this is about you and about being okay with yourself and being emotionally fulfilled and not caring what everyone thinks, and moving into your own power and moving into being your authentic self. This is about being your authentic self. And when did you learn that being your authentic self was not okay? And why did you learn that? And where did you learn that? And how can you heal that so you can actually be your authentic self, standing in your truth, be in your power, and love yourself the way that you deserve, and then be able to love someone else if you want. It's like having the ability to do that is what I think you guys are seeking. And it's like, it's really hard. And I'm really sorry you're going through this. And it's just a lot, you guys. It's a lot. And I hope you know that it's a lot. And I just want you to have as much compassion and grace and love for yourself as you possibly can. Okay, what was I going to do next? I can't remember. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull one more oracle card to help you with this, you guys, and see what else I can say or think or whatever. Pile 1, Spirit. Okay, so we've got space clearing. Yeah, clear your space. This is about clearing your internal space to create space so that you can actually put new things in it that are not with fear and not with grief. Once you heal this, you're going to create space inside yourself to be open to a relationship or to fill with other things that are passionate. It's all about passion. I feel like when you clear the space, you're going to be able to now accept and own your passion and fill yourself with passionate things, but also express yourself passionately. And space clearing is really important for that. And I think that's what's like mostly looking at your healing. We've got banquet for the soul. There is a banquet waiting for you. Once you clear the space, there is the rainbow waiting for you. There is fulfillment waiting for you. There is a banquet of excitement and beautiful things and relationships and love and friends and work, and things will explode. And see how these, like, they're beautiful explosions almost? There's an explosion that you have beautiful passion inside of you, pile 1. And there is this need to let it out. And when you let it out, that passion will come back to you tenfold because it's something you're able to accept, give, and receive. It's a lot about giving and receiving. Well, that came out quick. We've got blessed with gratitude. Yeah, I think this is just about seeing yourself with gratitude. I think a lot of you are too hard on yourselves, and it's been hard to see yourself with any kind of gratitude for what you've done or how far you've come or the shit you've been through. The more you can create gratitude for yourself, the more you can create compassion and forgiveness. I feel a very deep need for forgiveness for yourself, for being in these relationships or for whatever. It's about bringing in forgiveness for yourself and even for others, but that's about you. It's not about forgiving someone else. It's about you being able to forgive them, to release it for you. This is all about for you and how you need to be authentic for yourself, not for anyone else. This is about how you need to feel comfortable in your own skin for yourself. This is how you need to love yourself so that you can be in a healthy, loving relationship. And this is about healing. This is really, truly, deeply just about healing and about giving yourself grace and forgiveness and compassion and healing this broken heart that you have, because it is hurting you. And I think you know that. And I think that you really want to move forward and you can't. And it's like releasing just a little bit of that tight grip that you have on yourself in whatever way you can to be able to then release a little bit of this this hold you have on yourself so that you can heal this, so that you can look at this. Because the more you hold yourself so tightly, the less you're going to be able to look at what's really going on, to move into it with compassion. Because this gripping is like, no, we can't look at this, no, we can't do this, no, we can't do this, we can't do this, we can't do this, no, right? That's what I'm seeing and hearing. It's like just a little bit. We're just doing a little bit of a let go, just a little bit. And then you can hopefully move into this in a more compassionate way and then heal this and then be able to move forward in whatever way you want, whatever way that is, right? Okay. I know this was a little bit of a deep message, but I am very proud of you guys, and I hope you guys are proud of yourselves too, because this is really hard. Giving yourself the fact that it's really hard, it's a major thing that your soul's going through, and there's a major reason. It's to give yourself the ultimate happiness, whatever that is. And you're going to be able to do it having the hope that you can and the belief in yourself, and to just let go a little bit, you guys. Okay, I think that's all I have for you guys. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. So today we're looking at urgent messages you're meant to hear right now. We have Archangel Zadkiel, Compassion and Forgiveness. We have Archangel Michael, Gray, Learn to Scan Your Body, 29. Black, Find Riches from the Dark Night, 28. 25, Pearl, Connect to the Divine. 26, Brilliance, Discover Your Sparkle. We have 7, Divine Gateway, 19, Letting Go. 11, Cornucopia. 53, Magician in the Mirror. We have 33, Miracle. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of Source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. We have 41, Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. So first of all, I feel like a lot of you just went through a dark night of the soul or are in a dark night of some type. I get that most of you are out of it and it just happiness. It just happened. I'm thinking about richness. Richness is really loud. I think that you come out of the dark night and you're now finding the richness from what you've learned. And I feel like there's this black and then this white. And it's like connect to the divine. This is connecting to your soul. This is connecting to spirit, if you believe in spirit or whatever you believe in, connecting to the universe. And you see the juxtaposition of like the black and the white and the night, dark night, and then the lightness that comes from connecting to your soul. And I feel like you're now moving into this lightness and seeing how the richness from the dark night has permeated into creating more light for you to connect to. And I love that we have gray too. It's like black to gray to white. You know, I know it's not in that order, but it doesn't really matter. I feel like it says learn to scan your body. I think that you're learning how to scan your body. You're learning about how to listen to your intuition. You're learning about how to look at things from a higher perspective. One of the urgent messages is that you are seeing things from a higher perspective and to trust that higher perspective that's coming in for you. Because this dark night was about seeing something from a different perspective. It was about seeing where somebody, what I'm hearing is seeing where somebody else is at and accepting them with unconditional love and realizing that you need to move forward if they can't meet you where you're at. And I feel like a lot of you, that could be friendship, that could be relationship, that could be any type of relationship. I feel like you guys are coming to a new truth, a new way of feeling about things, that you're not operating from your wounding and you're operating now from seeing things clearly, now from a place of power, now from a place of not power that's like born out of ego, power that's born out of your soul and your heart, and realizing that you can't drag someone up the mountain. You can't drag someone with you to heal. You can't control somebody else. And I think you're realizing I can't control them, but I don't need to wait for them. I don't need to meet them at their level. I'm just going to move on, see them with an unconditional loving place, see them from an unconditional loving place, and moving forward in my life on a newer path. I feel like a lot of you just were looking at a crossroads and you've gotten your answer and now you're moving forward on a new path. And it's about discovering your brilliance and recognizing how brilliant you are, recognizing that you need people in your life that can give and receive just as much as you can, and understanding it from an unconditional way that the reason they can't follow you is not because of you. It's not a personal thing. It's because they couldn't meet you where you're at because of their own wounding or whatever it was. And it has nothing to do with you. And also, I need to move right on my own path. I need to keep going on my own path. And Archangel Michael is about cutting energetic cords and divine protection. And I feel like you may be cutting cords with people that can't come with you, and you're releasing relationships that aren't meeting you where you're at now and aren't giving you the same equal give and take that you are. And you're doing it from a very good place of compassion and forgiveness, not a place of anger. Like, it's easy to be like, oh, fuck them, I don't need them, I'm gonna move forward without them, right? Like, I get that, I've been there. But you're coming to a point now where you're like, I can now unconditionally and compassionately see where they're at, know that it has nothing to do with me, and lovingly move forward without them. And I feel like a lot of you are lovingly moving forward without certain people in your life because you are seeing things from a higher perspective. Like, this higher perspective is what you're seeing things from. You're seeing not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, resulting, loving, and being. It's like you're seeing things not from a wounded place and seeing them from a very clear place. And that's because you just went through the situation or dark night or whatever it was. It's caused you to be able to work through and heal some of the things that you need to heal to be able to move into this light and see things from a higher perspective. And it's actually really evolved. It's an extremely evolved way of being. And it's because you did the work from the dark night, and because you soaked up the lesson from the dark night, soaked up this lesson, and because you have done the healing, the inner healing work on your childhood wounds or wounds in general, and have now been able to see things clearly, move forward from a clear perspective, lovingly and unconditionally saying goodbye to the people that aren't with you and aren't going to help, aren't going to follow you really, and can't follow you for some reason, and moving forward from that place. And it's like letting go. There's this letting go card, and moving into a divine gateway. It's moving into a new perspective. You're letting go of the things that aren't serving you, the people that aren't following you, the people that can't meet you where you're at. And you're doing this by looking in the mirror at yourself and seeing how you deserve what you deserve, how you feel, what you need. It's like about what you need. I need someone blank, blank, blank. I need somebody who's going to blank, blank, blank. And if they can't meet me, then I can't make them meet me, and I am going to continue on my path and, you know, bid them goodbye and let them go in a loving way. Like, I can see things now. I'm letting you go. And it's not an easy space, right? It's not easy to let go of anybody, friendship, whatever it is. It's not easy to let someone go, but you know that you can't control them, and you know you can't make them heal, and you know you can't make them follow you if they don't want to follow you. And it's like you don't need them to feel safe, which I feel like is a belief you've changed. You were maybe holding on because you were like, I don't want to let them go, because if I let them go, then I'm not going to be safe. That's I hear. And it's like you're realizing that you don't need them to come with you to be safe. You're actually brilliant and beautiful and can give yourself what you need all on your own. And it's like a true letting go. It really is like a true letting go. I just feel this massive release and relief of the freedom of not having to take someone with you to be okay. There's major freedom in that. And I think that it is a miracle. It's a miracle in the way that, like, you're so highly evolved and you've come to this point. I feel like you feel like it's a miracle. Like, I can't believe I'm finally feeling like this, but it's because you've done the work. Honestly, it's because you've done the work, and you're seeing the synergy in everything. You're seeing all the parts. You're seeing everything. And because of that, you're able to move forward, like fully move forward in a real way. And I'm like, yes, I'm really actually going to move forward now. I know my path. I know what I deserve. I know what I want. I know what I need. And I don't need anyone else to do anything, to be anything for me, basically. And it's a very evolved place to be. Yeah. It's a lot. I feel there's grief and sadness that you're choosing to feel. I feel like you may have not been able to feel the grief and sadness from this before because you were shoving it down. And now because you know that you need to let things go, whoever this is, or let them go, multiple people could be, you're now feeling the grief and the sorrow of having to let them go. And it's really hard. It's really hard to do that. But there is also freedom on the other side of feeling feelings. When we feel our feelings, there will be freedom. We are granted on the other side. There will be relief. There's a freedom of not being held by the situation anymore. There's a freedom of finally being able to face the feelings that you've been bearing, that maybe also from childhood and the situation, having compassion for all of it, your desire, your sadness about the situation not working out, your sadness from childhood, fully facing that, feeling that, and then being able to really truly let it go and then move forward. And it's sad. It's not easy. It's really sad and really hard. But I think that you've been really trying to move out of this, and I feel like you finally have. And so the urgent message is you're doing really great. You've moved out of this. Keep feeling your feelings. Keep feeling the pain of whatever this is. Keep looking at it from a higher perspective as much as possible. Try to see any coping mechanisms that are coming in that may be unhealthy. Move into more coping, move into scanning your body and being more connected to your body as a healthier coping mechanism. And continually try to see things like you are from an unconditional, compassionate, forgiving place. And also continue recognizing what you need to be okay as a person, to be okay with yourself, and how to move forward with this new perspective, because it is a massive perspective shift that you guys have just had. And I'm really proud of you for doing it. And I'm really proud of you for working through this, because it is so hard to let anyone go in any capacity. And you've done it because you've worked on why can't I let this person go, and why can't I give up control, and why can't I move forward. And now you know, and now you're like, okay, I'm ready. I can let this go now. Spirit, what let me see. What urgent messages do we need to give pile 2? Okay. We've got, hold on, I got a bunch of cards I fill out. 9 of Cups. We've got Judgment. Yeah, major. 9 of Cups. You're finding your inner emotional fulfillment without anyone else. And there's this Judgment card of like an awakening of what's really going on. Yeah, you let this go. You're letting it go. The Judgment is about seeing it from a new perspective. Just thinking for a second. Yeah, it's you're having an awakening. You're having an awakening of what the situation was, how you can move from a higher perspective, what you actually need for emotional fulfillment. And you're gaining emotional fulfillment by letting go of whoever can't meet you where you're at. You're letting it go from a true space because you've had this awakening in what your true emotional fulfillment is. Anything else, Spirit? This one? Okay. 8 of Wands. Yeah. You've had a major. You've had some movement and major together. You've had a major movement because you've almost like you've ran through this lesson. I feel like it probably took you a couple weeks, but I think that this would cause people to take a couple months. I think you move through things extremely quickly. I think you're able to alchemize things extremely quickly. You gain this higher perspective. It wasn't easy, but you gained it at a swiftness because you decided to go full face into it, because you fully looked at it, because you faced everything. You've faced everything, and now you've let it go, and now you can move into this new path that you're on. And it's really, really gorgeous. And I think it was really hard. And I think that you're just happy that you're at the space. I don't think it was easy, but I think you're happy you're at the space. I think you're like, finally, that was painful. I don't want to be in that anymore. And also recognizing that this situation was causing you pain. And you're like, situations that cause me pain are probably not what's meant for me, right? If this is going to continually cause me pain, why am I continuing to do it? Why am I continuing to wait for it? Why am I continuing to step into the situation? Why am I continuing this if it's causing me pain? Pain is not love, right? It's not. Love is an action. It's not It's not an inaction. Love can be an inaction, but love is an action. If there's no action behind the love that you feel from this person, then it is not true love. It is not love that's not emotionally fulfilling love. It's not, if it's causing you pain, I don't want it in my life. That's what I'm hearing. I don't want this pain in my life, and that's why I needed to move through this so quickly, because I needed to come to a decision. I needed to follow. You were at a crossroads, right? And you were like, I need to go this way. I can't go this way. I need to go this way. But you were stuck. And you finally come out of this stuck energy. And now you're moving forward because you want relationships that are emotionally fulfilling, equal give and take, loyal, and that are compassionate and not selfish. And I feel like you were realizing what was truly going on, and you were blaming yourself for their faults previously, like it's me. You realized it wasn't you. That's that new perspective shift. That's that awakening. Oh, this is not me. And then seeing it from an unconditional point of view, tending to the child parts of you that were having a hard time letting go, and creating integration and teamwork with your parts to be able to create safety so that you can let this person go and see things from a higher perspective. I mean, and you may have done the parts work in a different way. It may have not been just with your parts. It could have been different types of healing to help you move past this and to see this clearly, or actions taken to see this clearly. But you did something, right, to get out of this. And you did it because you don't want to cause yourself pain when it's unnecessary pain. You want to move into things that actually make you feel good, that actually are happy, that actually are emotionally fulfilling, that are equal give and take, that are action oriented, right? And I think that the new perspective is not just on this relationship, but it's all relationships. This taught you a lot of healing. This taught you major lessons, and you've learned them, and now you're able to move forward because you've learned these lessons. Okay, Spirit, I'm going to get some oracle cards for any other messages, urgent messages that need to happen. Findings for beginnings, or endings. I said findings. That's interesting. Endings for beginnings. Yeah, you've ended this because you wanted a new beginning. You've ended this because you needed a new beginning, because there's new beginning. There was a new beginning over here with someone else, and there was a new beginning alone. And you couldn't create the new beginning over here with somebody else. So you had to move forward and create a new beginning for yourself. That could be with a friendship. That could be a work relationship. That could be a relationship. It could be anything, right? So wherever it fits for you. And if this doesn't resonate, go to a different pile. But my point is that you had two paths. You realized that this couldn't be a new beginning, so you changed course. You let this other path go, and now you're on a new beginning because you chose yourself, because you chose to move forward, because you chose to truly, deeply let this go. Anything else for pile 2, Spirit? We've got blessed with gratitude. Interesting, because pile 1 got this too. This is you being blessed. I think you feel very grateful for yourself. You feel very grateful for the lesson that you've learned here. I think it's really going to help you in your life going forward in a major, major way. And I think you know that too. I think you're feeling super good that this happened. You're feeling good. Like, it's painful, yes, but you're blessed with gratitude about being able to move forward finally, about being on your path and fully knowing that this is the path you're supposed to be on, and leaving the other path behind. Okay, we've got embrace your divine right to heal. Yeah, you are embracing your divine right to heal. I think you've been pushing off the feelings because you didn't want this to end over here. Now that you know that it's ended, you are embracing your divine right to heal and feel the grief and feel the sorrow. And it's like, continue to feel the grief and continue to feel the sorrow. And you're gonna feel more relief the more time goes by. It's about time. It's about the process. It's about giving yourself compassion for having this ending that you didn't want, and maybe desiring someone that didn't fully give you what you needed. And it's like having the compassion for that, and also having the compassion that it was probably tied to childhood wounds, and also having the gratitude of like, damn, I just got through something really hard. I just crushed a major life lesson. I think this was a soul lesson that you created for yourself with you and this other person. And I think that you've really truly done everything you can to heal this and face this. And because of that, you're now moving out of it, and now you're moving on your new path to a new beginning. And I think it's really beautiful, and I think it's really hard to go through. I know exactly how you feel. I've gone through similar things. And I feel like it's just a lot. And I think you guys are evolving, and I think you guys are finally feeling like, yes, I'm on the right path. I know what to do next. I know where to go next. I know that There will be somebody out there for me, a friendship, work relationship, or relationship that's good for me, that's better for me, and that I can now continue on my path, loving myself, championing myself, figuring out how brilliant I am, and then being able to express myself in the way I want to express myself and not having to hold back. It's like you don't have to hold back anymore in any of your relationships if you don't want to, and you're leaving relationships behind where you can't be your authentic self, you can't express yourself, and you're moving forward to relationships where you can express yourself, where you can have equal give and take, where you can be lovingly loved. You can be loved by somebody fully and satisfying, but you don't need it because you have emotional fulfillment, because you did work through this lesson and you got through it in a beautiful way and you've learned a lot from it, and now you're moving forward and on a whole new path. Okay, I think that's all I have for you guys. I'm so proud of you. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. So today we're looking at urgent messages meant to find you right now. We have Archangel Metatron, Empowered Self-Embodiment. We have Peace. We have Cherry, Lives an Extraordinary Life, 9. Black, Finds Richness from the Dark Night, 28. We have Lavender, Connect to Body, Mind, and Soul, 44. Red, Free Yourself from Pain, 2. We have 27, Redemption, 19, Letting Go, 13, Financial Constraints. We have 46, Chakra, Archangel Metatron again. We have 14, Communication. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart in the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. We have 42, Tantric Journey. The frequency of Tantric Journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and the wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our essential experiences with ourselves and with another. Okay, first, I feel like you guys are freeing yourself from a past pain. I feel like you've done something major in your healing to free yourself from a past pain. I also feel like there's some type of financial constraint going on, and you're letting go. And the message, one of the urgent messages is Spirit is on it. Spirit's on the financial constraint thing. Like, the letting go is like, maybe you have no control in this financial constraint situation, and it's letting go and knowing that Spirit is going to help you. There's things going on in the background where things are getting worked out in your favor. That's what I hear. I think it's really interesting that we have Archangel Metatron twice, and I feel like you're stepping into your self-embodiment in a new way. You're becoming really empowered. And then we have another 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron, which is your third eye, or your intuition is being born. You're having major Archangel Metatron is definitely working with you guys if you believe in archangels, because we have him twice to confirm that, and he's helping you with embodiment and self-empowered embodiment, and he's helping you with opening up your third eye and seeing things from a different perspective and using your intuition in a new way from being empowered. You're being able to use your intuition from a place of power. And there's this redemption card. You are going through a major redemption. Because you've gone through this black night or dark night, because you've gone through this dark night. I'm tongue-tied in this reading for some reason. I wonder if some of you are having a hard time communicating, because we do have this communication card. You went through this dark night and you're freeing yourself from the pain, and or you're going into a childhood wound and you're freeing yourself from a childhood wound. That's what I'm feeling. And you're trying to move into living an extraordinary life from a place of empowerment and from a place of using your intuition. I feel like a lot of you are letting go of old belief systems and letting go of wounding from your past. And the wounding could actually be around financial constraint and earning money, and how abundance flows in and flows out of your life. Because I'm keep going back to this. There's this tides card that's sitting here, and it's almost like you're seeing how maybe wounding from the past has affected your financial security, and you're healing maybe that wound, and that's causing the ability for this financial abundance to flow in your life in a new way. And there's a connection of getting connected to your body. We have Tantric Journey, and this is about having experiences in the world and having communication in the world from your heart space, and experiencing things with your sensual body. I feel like you guys are learning about how to be more in your body and experience sensual pleasures and sensual experiences with others. And that's helping you also get more connected to your heart space, more connected to your body, which helps bring about this empowerment and self-embodiment of power and of this redemption. You're redeeming old and lost hidden parts of you, and those hidden parts of you are probably one of the best parts of you, and you're opening up in a new way in life, and you're learning different types of lessons to help you do that. And then we have lavender, which is connect to mind, body, and soul. You're learning about how to connect to yourself in a whole new way. You're learning about how to connect to your soul, what your soul needs, what your mind needs, and what your body needs to feel good. I feel like some of you are starting to eat better. I feel like some of you are starting to pay attention to your body more in regards to food and in regards to feeling safe in your body. And then also you're getting a handle on your mind and the intrusive thoughts that you have had in the past. And you're getting more connected to your soul's purpose and moving from a deep heart space and a deep soul place to create this extraordinary life. You're creating an extraordinary life out of all of these things. And you're finding this beautiful peace inside of yourself because of it. And because you're letting go of old, outdated modes of thinking, you're moving into this peace. And this peace is creating this ability to think in a new way, to implement action in a new way in your life in ways you haven't before, and then see the fruits of your labor, which is this like cherry lives an extraordinary life. Seeing these cherries or these fruits of your labor come back tenfold because you're now figuring out how to implement yourself in a new way with your body, mind, and soul. And it's from a very practical way. I feel like you guys are thinking about this very practically, like what does my body need, what does my mind need, and what does my soul need, and going about implementing actions, practical actions to create healing and to create your needs being met in all three of these areas. And it's actually really gorgeous. I'm like, I should do that. I'm like, that's great advice. I think the urgent message from Spirit is that you are doing a great job and you are becoming more empowered. You are figuring out how to live a better life. You are getting connected to your mind, body, and soul in a very practical and action-oriented way. And you are freeing yourself from pain that you've had that's maybe tied you down. I think it's interesting because this communication card, and I've had a hard time communicating in this reading, and I've had my throat chakra, I'm having to cough a little bit. And I think that you're figuring out how to communicate in a better way. Communicate from a body, mind, and soul way. You're trying to communicate from a heart space in a new way. And you're trying to figure out how communication plays out in your life and how it brings freedom or it brings stagnancy, right? It's like, if you can't communicate in a relationship, is that one that is freeing you or caging you? And how can you move through relationships with the type of communication you want? And if they can't communicate back the way you want, then maybe that's not the relationship that you need, right? It's like figuring out how communication is working in your life, what type of communication you need to be okay in a relationship, how much communication you need maybe, and figuring out how you can communicate better. And if you can't communicate in a relationship the way you want to, then you're like, I want to let that go. There's this letting go card. I think a lot of you are letting go of wounding maybe around communicating your authentic self or your heart space or your needs. And that's part of this beautiful transformation that's happening, is that you are figuring out that you deserve good communication and that you want good communication. And if you can't get that, then maybe you need to let go of the relationships that are keeping you from communicating or that can't communicate back in the way that you feel like you deserve. And it's not even about what you deserve. It's more about I want communication that is clear. I want communication that's honest. I want communication that's give and take. I want communication that is free and open, and that you can have an open exchange of communication. And I think that you're really evaluating your relationships in your life where you can't communicate in those couple of ways, right? It's like, if I can't be free to be myself, if I can't speak from my heart, if I can't be open with you, if I can't have you communicate back with me in the way that I feel like I need, then I need to let this go. I need to let you go, and I need to stand in my redemption and my empowerment and find better relationships that can communicate with me in the way that I deserve. And I think that that's helping you live an extraordinary life. You're calling in communication relationships in a different way, and that's leading you to have more fulfilling relationships, and it's going to only lead you to more fulfilling relationships because you're saying, I want this and I don't want this, and you're getting very clear on what you need to function in a relationship with someone, be it a friendship, relationship, work, communication, whatever. And you're having a total breakdown of the foundations that haven't been foundations for you, that haven't been stable, and you're building new foundations based on your heart space, your communicative space, and your stability and security and what you need and what your body, mind, and soul need. And also, by freeing yourself from this pain, you're creating space, and that space creates this ability to, what do I want to fill with this space now that I have this clear from the pain? What do I want in a relationship? How do I want to go about it? What do I need? It's like really getting clear on like what you need, and it's just really gorgeous. I think it's actually really empowering, and I think that you are stepping into empowerment. The urgent message that Spirit wants to say is Archangel Metatron is with you. Your intuition is going through something. You are stepping into your empowerment. Your communication is changing. Your perspective on your communication is changing. Your perspective on connecting to your body, mind, and soul is changing. You are freeing yourself from pain. These financial constraints are healing. You're letting go of the people that don't fit with you, and you're moving into redemption, and you're having experiences that are very sensual, that are connected with others to give you new data and to give you new inspiration on how to move in the world and what you want to seek out and what you need to feel okay and what you need to feel alive and fun and have fun, and how to get more connected to your inner child. You're getting more connected to your inner child by doing all of this, and it's absolutely amazing. Okay, let's see what else you have for the tarot. We've got 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is you realizing what your abundance is, how to call in abundance in a new way, and how to have financial stability and security, and how to get how to pick the fruits of the tree that are fully ready for you to pick, that you've planted, and just seeing like what you really want for your future. That's what I'm hearing. I really want for my future somebody that's blah, blah, blah. I really want for my future a relationship that is blah, blah, blah. I really want a relationship that's going to stand the test of time. Or I really want to continue to create my own emotional fulfillment, and I want to continue following my path, and hopefully that will lead me to someone that can do these things, but I don't need them to be okay. You're like figuring out what your abundance is, what you want for abundance, how you see it moving in your life, and you're seeing that it's going to take time. You're being very patient. I hear you're being very patient. I hear you're taking your time. I hear you're being persistent. I hear you're moving forward one step at a time, and you're implementing little actions to help you move forward in a better way. You're really reevaluating yourself on almost all fronts and choosing to take small actions in all these areas of your life to create better abundance, to create a more extraordinary life, to be more in your empowerment, to find more peace, to be in this redemption energy, and also to understand that your intuition is changing and your perspective is changing on yourself and others. It's really beautiful, guys. It's really gorgeous. Okay, pile 3, Spirit. Okay, so we've got the Chariot. Yeah, this is super fast-paced moving energy. You guys are moving at a slow pace, but I think that it's really fast-paced for most people. So, like, you guys are really trying to move your life forward in a way where you feel like you're living your life's purpose, where you feel like you're communicating and having communication that you feel like you need. You know, it's changing everything. We've got 3 of Swords. Yeah, this is that heartbreak and sorrow and grief maybe over the relationships that you have to let go of. And it's like letting yourself feel that pain of that, right? I think a lot of you are having a hard time, not by you now are letting go. I think you're having a hard time feeling the feelings that come up when this grief that comes up when you have, because you've let them go, now you have to deal with this grief and this heartbreak and this sorrow. And I think that's why this is showing up. It's like you're dealing with these heartbreak and this grief and this sorrow from these relationships that you have to let go, or things that you have to let go that may have made you feel semi-safe or semi-stable or semi-excited about the future, but you're having to let go of that, and that's hard. And it's like, that's really why you're letting this go, and that's why you're being able to move into this empowerment and to move into better relationships. That's what I hear. Better relationships, better communication. The Empress, yeah. This is you. Look at that, you guys. the Empress. I mean, it's like you guys are really nurturing yourself in a brand new way, and this nurturing is causing this peace and this power that you maybe haven't been able to access as much as you can now. You have really stepped into yourself in a new way, and Spirit is saying you have, and the urgent message is that keep nurturing yourself, keep looking at what abundance means for you, keep looking at what communication means for you, keep looking at the relationships that you don't want, and or like keep letting go of the relationships that you don't want and looking for the relationships that you do want, and keep figuring out what a relationship to you actually means, what you need in a relationship to make you happy. Like this, I think you've been really concerned about what the other person needs to be happy, and you've changed yourself to try to make that happen, and you're now realizing I don't need to change myself for them. Yes, it's good to compromise, I'm not saying that, but you're realizing now that I need to focus on what I want. I need to focus on what I want, not what the other person wants. And I need to focus on what's good for me and not what's good for the other person. And how do I move forward, express my needs with this person? And if they don't want me, then leave them behind and find somebody that can match me better. You guys are trying to find people that match you better and leaving old relationships behind that don't match you. Okay, Spirit, can I have a couple oracle cards for them? We've got your heart is a healer. Yeah, wow. I love that. Your heart is a healer. Your heart is where you're going to heal. And you know this. You know this very deeply. You are very good at moving from your heart space, pile 3. I can feel your heart right now. And your heart in and of itself is healing. Getting connected to your heart, to your emotions, to your body is what's going to continue to help you heal. It's like any judgment or shame or anger or fear is going to make it harder to move in your heart space. And the more you choose to nurture the parts that are really loud, that could be anger, fear, shame, whatever, judgment, the more you nurture them and try to make them feel safe, the safer they feel to let go. And then when they let go, you can get connected to your heart space even more. I think you figured out how to do this. I think you figured out how to nurture the parts that are really loud in the moment. And you now are getting really connected to your heart because you're not having this holding on of the parts that are keeping you safe. You're now able to move freely, and you're now able to move from this beautiful heart space. And this is showing up in your life now. And also your heart is a healer for others as well. I think you guys trigger a lot of healing in other people. I think it's very triggering to other people. And I think it's because you are following your heart so effortlessly and so not ashamed of who you are and what you need, that it makes other people go like, holy shit, like how am I supposed to, I can't believe they can do that. Well, what's wrong with me, right? It makes them look at themselves. Your heart in and of itself is a healer for other people to trigger their healing so that they can look at themselves. Whether they do that or not is not your business, but you do that at a soul level, at a heart level. You just trigger people's wounds, and it's like, it's a good thing. They're meant to heal them, and you're just a mirror for them. We've got beautiful human. We've got animal soul guardians. That's interesting. There's a lot of guardians around you. We've got 2 Archangel Metatrons. We've got animal soul guardians. So what animal souls are around them, Spirit? I got a dolphin and a stag and an eagle. The eagle's helping you with higher perspective. The stag is helping you remain grounded. I say it's a dolphin. The dolphin's helping getting connected to your inner child in your play. And then we have beautiful human, and this is about you recognizing what a beautiful human you are, and that you are, and that there's power in your beauty, there's power in your heart space. And we've got healer. We've got healer twice, guys. Your heart is a healer, and we've got healer. I'm telling you guys, create massive change in other people, and you heal through things that you do. And the more clear and the more love you give to yourself, the more you're going to be able to help other people through modes of communication heal themselves. And you're helping create a blueprint of how people can heal by doing your own healing work and then sharing your wisdom with others. And I think it's something that you massively do all the time. And you guys are very guarded. You are very loved. You are very held. You're doing everything you have to be doing. Continue down this path of getting connected to your heart. The more connected to your heart you can be, and the more you can use what you want in your heart and implement that with action in your world, the better you're going to be, the better your life is going to be. And recognizing that you are a beautiful human, that you have a body that you have to take care of, and you're doing that. Like I saw that you guys were taking care of your body more. So it's Spirit's just saying, confirmation of that you're doing a great job and that you're guarded and you're a healer with your heart. And the more you move into your heart space, the more peace you'll feel and the better you'll be able to create this beautiful thing that's happening in your life already. You're already doing it. Just keep on doing it, guys. Okay, I think that's all I have for you guys. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.